was raised by a very severely mentally ill mother who was very abusive, physically and emotionally and verbally. But I think what affected me most was being locked in a closet much of my early childhood. And what that did, it was instill in me feelings of depression and anxiety and fear and feelings of hopelessness and futility, just all those kinds of negative emotions. So much so that by the time I was out of that house and on my own, I was out of the physical closet, but still in an emotional closet. And I tried everything to get free of it. I went into alcohol and drugs trying to drown that pain, and I went into occult practices and in Eastern religions trying to find a way to God, or to find a spirit realm that I thought I could, maybe find fulfillment and healing. And I didn't. And I tried all of those things, and unhealthy relationships that just had no future, weren't going anywhere, and were more destructive than anything else. And what happened was I really had come to the end of everything, because I tried all these things and nothing worked. And not only that, things were getting worse all the time. And so by the time I was 28 years old, I just felt like I couldn't live anymore. I was working in Hollywood as a singer and a dancer and an actress on all these TV shows, really basically working myself to death. And I became so depressed that I didn't want to wake up with the pain anymore. And I tried everything, nothing worked. And so I was planning my suicide. I was collecting enough pills to do the job right. They weren't easy to come by back then. So I was going to end my life because I didn't want to wake up one more day with the pain I was feeling. And what happened was a friend took me to meet her pastor, and he started talking to me, telling me about what God felt about me. I mean, I thought there was a God. I just thought there was. There had to be a way to find him, but I hadn't been able to do it. But she said, or the pastor said, God has a plan for your life, and you have a purpose. And if you receive Jesus, the Spirit of God will come into your heart and change you from the inside out and help you to fulfill your purpose. I never heard anything like that. And I didn't even know what to think. But he gave me a book called, just the Gospel of John, and a little book to go home and read and then come back after I read it. And so I did with my friend, and I went home, read it, came back, and he says, well, what did you think about that book? And I said, I felt I was reading the truth when I read it. And so I received Jesus in his office that day, and it was amazing. I felt something I never felt before, ever, and that was hope. I never felt that sense of hope at all. And another thing I started to feel was the love of God. It was palpable. It was something I could feel. And my life began to change. And I'm telling you, it was dramatic how it changed. From hopeless to hope, from nothing to something great happening in my life. I can't make that happen. I can't conjure that up. And we can't make greatness happen on our own. We need the greatness of God in us to make greatness happen through us. And I want you to know that. I want you to know that you've got greatness in you. You've got the potential for greatness. God's greatness in you will cause greatness to happen through you. Don't forget that.